Hey everybody, Vicki Fitch here, your direct sales expert. I am coming to you live from sunny Southern California. I'm super excited too. We got so many cool things going on, and many of you are probably wondering what tonight's broadcast, No Pants Required, is all about. Well, I'm going to bring on Angela from Neogenics for a minute because I want her to be here while we share with you a couple little mishaps that happened today. It couldn't have happened on an absolute better day. But let me introduce you to Angela Morrison of Neogenics. So, Angela, welcome to the broadcast. How are you? Oops, you're no audio. You got to let your audio.
Still doing great.
Oh my gosh. It's so good to see you. I am so excited. And there's been so many fun things going on that, the world is going crazy. And yet there's so many things happening like today, which I wanted to bring up on the broadcast. There was, and I'll do it in the presentation later, but on Good Morning America this morning, a guy was representing at his home and he had no pants on, and people started tweeting going, oh my gosh, where are your pants? And so he said, this is the day he's arrived. So that's kind of what we're talking about, is that people in this is the new normal where they only have to wear tops. I am wearing pants, people. I'm not asking Angela. We don't even need to go there.
I have pants on, just for the record.
I always figure, if a fire happens or something happens, I definitely want to make sure I'm fully clothed no matter what happens. So, we'll get into that part of the broadcast in a bit. But as everybody knows, that Neogenics is the sponsor for this 12-week program, DoYouNeo, Need Extra Opportunities. And they have been absolutely fantastic. So if you guys have not hit that share button yet, I need you to hit the share button, let other people know, because we're going to have some fun. We got some prizes, and there's going to be some great training tonight. We're going to dive deep into live streaming, social media, and how you guys can do your new normal that happens to do with live. So Angela, there is a product of the evening today, and we're going to let you tell us a little bit about it. I know what it is because I've been taking it every day and I feel very close to it at this point. I need to make sure that we're sticking very close. So why don't you tell us about the product of the evening, the sponsored product of the evening?
Sure. So it's called Neovite, and I don't have the bottle here because guess what? There it is.
I'm Vanna for you.
Over 30 days, and my supply just ran out yesterday, and I forgot to save the bottle. But I'll tell you about Neovite. It really is a multifaceted multivitamin. Not only is it made of bioavailable ingredients, which means your body recognizes the nutrients and it uptakes it a lot easier than a lot of products that are out there, but it also helps with metabolism, it helps with immunity, it helps with eye health, it helps with energy, it helps with digestion. Like I said, it really is a multifaceted multivitamin that is not only going to help your immunity, but help a whole bunch of other things too. It's also part of our immune boost system, which you can take it by itself for the immunity, or you can take it collectively too. And I think we'll hear a little bit more about that later. But Neovite, love it.
And one of the things I want to say is that if you guys have trouble swallowing pills, you take 3 of these little things. They're very thin. My husband hates taking stuff. And so he's like, these are so easy. They're like, I love the way you guys have formulated things to make it simple and easy for people. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know if I would have to drink water with those, but they're, like I said, they're smaller and flatter and make it a little bit easier to go down. So that's one of the things I like about it. My body knows the rest, right? My body is the one that absorbing the nutrients and all the stuff that's going on there. So I'm super excited about having you here today. We'll dive into the presentation. I hear we're going to have a special treat at the end of the evening. We may have somebody else joining us on the broadcast. So we'll wait until we get that 100% confirmed, but I'm super excited about that as well. So, and how are you guys doing? Are you handling the COVID thing? Are you guys, how are you doing in your side of the world?
We are all hunkering down just like you guys are, working from home, and still able to, our distribution center is still open. So part of our team is still out there shipping out a whole bunch of products. So we're pretty excited about that, but we're ready to get out for sure.
Yeah. Right. And your immune's boosted. You're ready to kind of tackle the world. I absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much, Angela, for joining us. We will see you in just a little while, and we're going to dive into letting people know what's happening. Okay, guys. So I see, first of all, J.S. Gilbert in the house. Welcome to the broadcast. I appreciate you guys being here. I see Kathy's in the house. Neogenics is here. Bradley's here. Kathy. Let's see. Rachel. Again, we Wanda. You guys are all amazing. I see Melanie. So guys, do me a favor. Do a girl a solid and hit that share button. We are going to be giving away some prizes in a bit, but right now we're going to be talking. I know some of you, like JL. I know JS. I know you came because it's called No Pants Required. That's what you came for. So I want to do. We're going to do a presentation here, telling you about some things. I want to share a little bit about Neogenics because they are our sponsor for the program. And then I'm going to show you guys, I actually did a presentation for you to talk about live streaming, to talk about the new normal and what's happening and how we can, build a business and a brand around what things are happening. So we'll actually dive into the social media presentation. And it is, I know this is going to be a big shock to you, but it is actually called No Pants Required. So let's go ahead and get started. And then if you guys have questions, I won't see them for a few minutes. I will run back. Oddly enough, you are wearing pants. I'm so glad to hear it. But in a minute, I'll be circling back and catching those questions. Bradley, I'm super glad that you made it today as well. Kenda, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. The girls are back here keeping track of those because you guys get credit for that. And you're going to have we have opportunity for you to win. So put win a winner. You guys need to put winner in there in the chat box as well because they're tracking that, and put shared because you got double dipping there for some of your prizes. Kimberly, thanks for being here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share and show you guys this demonstration we're going to do talking about no pants required. Okay, so first of all, that you guys know our new normal is happening right now, right? The new normal, we used to do business like this. We used to have people in person where we could connect and shake hands and hug and then now though we're kind of doing more like this. We're doing live streams where we get to connect with people. We get to see who they are behind the scenes, but we don't get to touch and feel and hug them. So that's okay. That's the way it is right now. It's our new normal. So a minute ago, we were talking about this right here. Now put a 1 in the chat box if you guys saw this morning on Good Morning America. It could not have happened at a better time because it's just perfect for today. But it was posted this morning. It may have been yesterday that it happened, but that this is Will Reeve, and he was on Good Morning America. Now, I'm not sure if you can see right here in the bottom corner that he has no pants on. He looks like he's in his underwear. Now, I know later on he said that he wasn't, that he was actually in shorts, but he certainly looks like he's in his underwear. So this is what we're talking about. Come on, people. We got to step up our game. It is true. We all know that pants are, no pants are required. But if they're not required, you also have to make sure that the camera only covers the part of your body that is fully clothed. And here there's a way, like I said, this is him and it's a little bit bigger shot. You can see with his leg exposed there, whether it's his underwear or not. At least we don't have anything really embarrassing hanging out. But his post, and this is why a lot of people are afraid to live stream. They're afraid to do things because they might get stuck in something like this. But I want you to see how he handled it. He said, I have arrived in the most hilariously mortifying way possible, but I have arrived. So instead of him being overwhelmed, and stressed out and being so humiliated, he didn't want to do anything else. He just owned it. And that's what I want to encourage you guys to do today too. We got to own it when things happen that aren't exactly what we're looking for, right? Nobody wants to be exposed. And I don't know if you guys saw that other picture that we had last week of a broadcaster that was doing a live in her bathroom, and in the mirror, her husband was actually in the shower. So we'll talk about that later because pants aren't required, but something, we got to wear something, right? So in DoYouNeo, we started showing you guys how to do some other things. We showed you how to, service your clients live as part of your new normal, right? And this is, Lisa doing a nutrition consult with Zach. And then this is Keisha, who is showing Zach how to help Elijah with a problem that he had under his arm. So that is the new normal right now. It's not forever, but right now, this is what we do. So I want you to think about your business and your brand and whatever it is that's going on and say, how can I, HCI, right? How can I do something different for my business? How can I do something online for my business? Can I do consulting online? Can I help people like this? Can I do a webinar? Can I do something? What do I have of value to offer these people? And we're going to talk about that too, because it's important. So right now, I want to know who of you live streams, right? And I also want to know who are afraid to live stream. So these are the numbers I want you to put in the box. Put a 1 in the box if you do live stream, okay? Put a 2 in the box if you will live stream, if we can get you over your fear or concerns or your stress, or you have the equipment or whatever, and put a 3 in the box. If you say, no way, no how, I ain't doing it, ain't gonna happen, not going to go live. All right. So I'm going to give you a second to do that. And then girls, I want you to look, honey and Abby, look at this timeline. Whoever's in the chat that you guys can see, I want you to go ahead, and they get they get 5 points if they do. They get 3 if they will, but we'll give them 1 if they won't, just because they responded. We'll give them a 1 if they won't. So 5 if they do. So if there's a 1 there, they'll get a 3 if it's a 2, and they'll get a 1 if it's a 3. All right. So we're still going to give them credit, even if they're afraid to do it, because it can be scary, especially after you see things like that where people are showing up the wrong way. So why live stream? Why live stream? We already know that going on camera, can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes people don't want to go in Zoom calls because they're afraid of what's going to happen. But in a Zoom call, you can kind of turn your camera off or do different things. When you're live streaming, people get a little bit more concerned because they are the focal point of what's happening. So why should we live stream? So I'm hoping I can inspire you here. And if at any time you are inspired, I want you to write the word inspired there, because I want the girls to note that too. All right. And I mean it, not if I don't really inspire you, not if you're faking me out, but if you actually feel inspired that, hey, maybe this is something I could do. All right. So let's go ahead and move forward. And again, if you're posting questions, I will get to them in a minute. I want to get through this presentation first. Okay. So why should we live stream? Because we must develop the know, like, and trust factor. Now, I want you to think about it for a minute. You've probably heard those words before, but know, like, and trust. These are really critical parts of our business and our brand. If people know, like, and trust you, they want to do business with you. If they know you, but they don't like you, they probably don't so much want to do business. And if they don't trust you, they absolutely don't want to do business. The only time we do business with people we don't trust is when we have no choice. So I want you to think about that. Live streaming gives people an opportunity to know, like, and trust you. They know that if people ask questions and they can answer them, and you're not going through a manual, then they know that it's up here, that it's something that you already know about. That's why I want to help you figure out what you can do that doesn't require you to feel stressed out. That's something that gives you joy, that you can help people, right? You gain credibility with your audience when you know your stuff, right? Whoops, I got to go back because that's an important slide. Now, many of you so let's talk about what that credibility means, right? So here's a slide that I always use about me, right? I'm a serial entrepreneur. I bought my first house at 19. I started my first company at 20. I've built and sold 4 companies. I've been in the direct sales industry for 20 years, top 10 sales and recruiting internationally for more than a decade. I'm an author, a speaker, an international business consultant. I fly over the world talking about social media and sales. And then some of you are going, oh, that's super cool. And some of you are going, so what? Like, what does that mean? How is that relevant to what you're teaching me today? How is it relevant to you talking to me about live streaming? So what? Now, I'm dating myself here, but again, for the engagement, put a 6 in the chat box if you know who Janet Jackson is. Okay, a 6 in the chat box if you know who Janet Jackson is. And then this will come. If you don't, I guess I'm dating myself a little bit, but many of you probably will know what this is, because some of you are saying, so what? What have you done with your live streams, right? You guys remember Janet Jackson? She said, what have you done for me lately? Well, this is what have you done with your live stream? So this is where the know, like, and trust factor comes in. Why am I relevant talking to you about a topic about live streaming? So let's talk about that. So here's some exciting facts. All right. And when I first started live streaming about 4.5 years ago, there was maybe a 30-day, 40-day learning curve of, kind of getting your groove on and figuring out how to deliver content, how to answer questions, what people liked, what they didn't like. But I earned $50,000 in my first 5 months. Okay. So most of you would say that's pretty good, right? That's an average of $10,000 a month, and that most people wouldn't balk at an extra $10,000 a month. Put a 7 in the chat box if you'd like $10,000 extra dollars a month. Now, I'm not saying if you get on live stream, you'll start making $10,000 a month. I'm not suggesting that at all. But I am suggesting if you have a product, a service, or you have a skill that's worth teaching that other people want, you can earn it. Not just from live streaming. You have to learn the conversion process, but that's an important piece. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today, because I want to give you a broad overview, but we'll have some deeper dive opportunities. And I'm going to give you guys actually some access to some free stuff as well. Okay, so how did I do that? Right? Number one, being consistent. Consistency is key. And we'll talk about that in a second too. Daily live streams. I live streamed actually twice a day, every day, 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. every day for probably, I don't know, probably 2 years. Now, the money started coming, and that was probably a catalyst to want to make sure I kept going because my audience was growing and people had questions and I had clients, but I had to provide value. I can't just show up and go, "Hey, what do you guys want? Hey, what's up?" You have to actually provide value. And that value can come in various forms. It might be learning how to pet a cat or bathe a cat. It might be how to braid your daughter's hair. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. You got to ask them to connect with you. You don't want to leave them on the platform that they come in on. Like you guys, that we keep asking you to go to doyouneo.com/register. We want you to register because we have a drawing, and later on when we do the drawing, anybody who's actually gone there to register will be in on the drawing. We also have we want to send you some content sometimes. It doesn't come too often, but we want to send you some content. We also want to send you the reminders of when we're going live to make sure that you guys don't miss out on the training. So we want to connect with you off the platform, and that's what you want to do with your customers too. You want to follow up. Now, follow up is the thing that most people fall down on because they figure, oh, well, you'll call me if you want to talk to me. I don't know about you, but I'm so busy that it's really hard. If someone calls me, there's a 90% chance that I will, be able to connect with them. If you want me to call you, unless you are a top priority, you're probably hitting a 5% mark. So you can boost yourself up about 90% just by being the person that follows up. Okay. We can talk about that stuff later too. And later on in the series, we go to a little bit of a deeper dive on overcoming objections and the words that work and what things to say. Okay. So asking great questions is another part, and asking for their business. You actually have to ask for the order. So I'm going to run through some of this because there's so much for you guys today, but I would love for you to, again, post some questions in the chat box. I will make sure to go back through them and answer them in just a little bit, but this is really important. So that, would you think it was cool if this income went up? Put an 8 in the chat box if you think that would be cool if it went up. Okay. Because guess what? It did. Then I made $40,000 in 4 weeks, which is an average of $10,000 a week. We went from $10,000 a month and then progressed in about 5 months. Then it was $10,000 a week. And this is just from my live streaming. This isn't from my regular clients, my regular business. So I increased because the know, like, and trust factor continued to grow, because I continued delivering value every day. I ended up getting $10,000 a week, right? Then what did I do? I did the same things. I didn't change the consistency and the daily. I did end up, after about 2 years, I did switch to once a day, right? Because I was already so busy. I couldn't handle too much more anyway. And my team was growing. All kinds of stuff was going on, but all the rest of the stuff continued to go. All right. So then what happened? Then I did over $100,000 in another quarter, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Does live streaming work? And the answer obviously is yes, it works. So why don't people do it? Why do people feel that fear? What happens to them? They start feeling afraid. They start feeling afraid of how they look, if people are going to judge. They start feeling about how many followers they have and who's watching. And I'm going to encourage you. It doesn't matter. You might think it matters, but it doesn't. Even if one person is watching or no one's watching, the replay value will increase and increase over time. And you'll start to get followers, and you start to get people that put the time and day. If you have a consistent time and day, they'll put it on their calendars. They'll set the notifications so they know when you're going live. But you don't have to worry about how many followers you have, okay? And you don't have to worry about if people like you. Some will and some won't. That's okay. Your job should not be to want everyone to like you. Your job should want to be to feel good about yourself and deliver value to your community, value to the people who are listening. Everybody is not going to be interested in XYZ. Everyone is not going to resonate with your personality. You're not trying to find everybody. You're trying to find your tribe, the people that will resonate with you and they will like you. And that is the unique part about the fact that we have this global audience. When you go live, you go global instantly. Everybody, I know we have people on here from, I think I saw Candy Sakai here in the house in Japan. We've got people in Australia. I think Tim McVeigh was here. We have people all over the world watching right now. That's all you have to do when you hit that live button. Don't worry about who's in and who's out. Worry about you. growing, making yourself feel like delivering value to people and starting just to grow your business and your brand and just to grow your, facing your fears helps you with growth inside, right? So some of you are saying, how do I start? Well, let me give you a couple tips on that. First of all, I have a free course for you, right? And some of you already have it. Go to VickiFitch.com/neo and it will take you right to the course. You're going to get the instant access. So you'll need to enter this code NEO. Just remember, need extra opportunities. All you have to do is click that and go to that link, and the girls will drop it in the chat as well. VickiFitch.com/neo, and you just put in, when you get there, there's an order form that says the Rock That Stream course, and we'll actually gonna upgrade a few people for free to the next level, because there is 3 levels of the course. The next level will include Troll Patrol. So if you're afraid of being bullied, if you're afraid of something there, you share right here, hit the share button, make sure you wrote shared, and then tell us your story, and we might upgrade you to the next level of course, because we want to make sure that you have access to everything you need. And I could be persuaded to give a lot of those out if I feel like you guys are getting some value out of it. We also want to use the right equipment. Most of you guys know that I use Archon. You can use my code, and we'll put it in the chat stuff afterwards. So you can use the code FitchSlap. And if you guys know about my podcast and where that came from, if you don't, you'll have to come back for another one of our other sessions, and you'll know that you'll get 20% off, 20 to 30% off. And the course is called Rock That Stream. And that's something I've actually spoken all around the world on. I was the keynote speaker in New Zealand, delivering that value of how people can really monetize, because most people were live streaming without monetizing what they were doing. Okay. And what are some of those things that happens? Well, I got to live stream a red carpet event and interview some of these people. One of my favorites, I don't know, again, I'm dating myself a little bit, was Wesley Snipes. Wesley is an absolute hoot. And we had a really great time there at the event doing those interviews. But when people start to see that your personality and who you are, people will start to flock to you. They'll start to reach out to you because they want to get to know you. So your live streaming will start to deliver the content and the people that will be around you. Now, you guys, I want you to hit that share button if you haven't already. And again, I promise I'm almost done with this part where I can go back over, check out some of those questions, and make sure that we're delivering the content that you want. The questions that you have, those are really, really important to us. So hit the share button out, write winner in the bottom so the girls know that you guys are actively participating, and they will give you some credit for that. And so next question on your mind is probably, how do I convert? So I'm going to give you a brief version of how to do that, right? And you'll get, with the upgraded course, you guys actually get access to the full, I don't know if I can't remember if it was a 60-minute or 90-minute presentation I did on this, with all the details behind it. So you'll get access to that presentation too. Okay. So first of all, you got to be consistent. Now, you've probably heard this before. Consistency is the key. And in a minute, you're going to see, my nickname, which is in some of my books, that how I do what I do, no matter what. Even when I was in a wheelchair for 3.5 years, I still stayed at the top of my game because I was consistent beforehand. So doing the things you already know how to do over and over and over again gives you the ability to get through things. Now, here's the 7 steps to convert. And this is, you can take a screenshot of this slide because this will help you. We'll also make sure we give access to this afterwards, but you want to be consistent, right? Deliver value every day. We talked a little bit about this in the beginning part. You want to provide a CTA, which stands for call to action, on every stream. And I'll talk about what those are, right? Sometimes it's product, sometimes it's a link. Like I just asked you guys to go to VickiFitch.com/neo. That is a connection, right? We want to have a connection point. We want to follow up on every contact. We want to offer a sample to every person. We ask the right questions on every call, and we want to ask for the order every time. Now, again, I know I'm going to have to scroll through those comments, but I want to know, have you ever felt fear to ask for the order? Have you ever felt fear to ask for the order? So post that in there. And if I see a good story there, I might give you guys something too. Because asking for the order is where a lot of people stop. They will give the product, they'll do the stuff, they'll follow up and say, let me know if it's something that you want. That's a good idea. I think I saw, I do have Periscope open so I can make sure, seeing what content and stuff is on here. Honey, I think she's right. I think this would make a good, it would make a good Pinterest pin. I think we'll make a good infographic. So we'll have to put that on the list if we don't have one of these already. All right, so we're going to go to the next things and we'll talk about this. First of all, be consistent. My friends, my clients, they all call me the queen of consistency. Often, except for I have to admit that through COVID, the family stuff is getting a little awkward, right? The schedules are different and everybody's kind of on top of each other and it's been a little different. So I had to adjust to my new normal. I had to adjust my schedule. It doesn't mean I gave up on my schedule. As a matter of fact, my kids, well, mostly the younger one, because we have to homeschool because he's got to do remote learning. And, he's like, Mom, my friends get to stay up all night and they get to do this. And, it's vacation. I'm like, no, it isn't vacation, but that's the way some people treat it. And if you treat it like a vacation, you won't take it seriously. And then it will be hard for you to get back on track. So people, don't let COVID be your excuse for being on vacation. Make it your reason for you to get a schedule together, for you to focus on what you need to do, for you to be consistent in everything that you do. Okay? You want to deliver value. The knowledge you have in your head, you may not recognize is something other people want. They want what you have. You might think because you've known it your whole life and then it's irrelevant. I have to tell you, stick shift driving, a lot of people do not know how to drive a stick. So learning how to drive stick, if you were able to deliver that value online, you could probably get some takers. People want to know. So think about, what do you know how to do? Don't take it for granted, right? We take our own knowledge for granted and think, everybody knows how to do that. Everybody knows how to braid. Everybody knows how to put on makeup. Everybody knows how to color their hair. Everybody knows how to do their nail. And obviously they don't. But when we've grown up with something or we've been doing it for so long, we figured, everybody must know that. Think about what you know that you're really good at, or friends or people ask you for advice on. That's probably something you could deliver value on, because that knowledge can convert to cash, right? So you want to convert your knowledge to cash. It is available, just so you know, right? So let people know in advance that you're going to deliver their value. And then one of the people that's coming on later onto the broadcast is from Recur Post. Being able to schedule things out and deliver that value consistently to people, like the blog posts that you do, you can schedule them out and then cycle them out to come out again. So if you write a blog on doing hair, you write a blog on how to give a cat a bath, you want to continue nurturing those clients. And so you want to get that value, you want it to continue to go out there. So another one of the people that's coming on to our show is from Recur Post, and that will help you before and after, right? So you want to provide your call to action. It might be a freebie. Maybe it is an infographic like we were just talking about. Maybe it's an opt-in that they get some kind of white sheet or they get a video. So these are standard pieces like freebies, opt-ins, and lead magnets. But sometimes maybe you don't have those things. Maybe you don't have a website, or you have a corporate website because you're part of a direct sales company, right? So what else can you do? You can ask people to follow you on social media. If you do have a website, you can have them follow you there. So, and again, the repetition, I mentioned it before, VickiFitch.com/Neo is where you can get the free gift I'm giving you. You put the website, you want to continue reminding people, because people don't remember everything we say. They really retain sometimes only 20% of what you actually say. So repetition of information produces results. All right, so your call to action needs to be easy. The Rock That Stream course, when you pop in, immediately you get something. It's an area of expertise you got. And if you have something where you can do optional upgrades, it's also an opportunity for you to earn some additional money. And your follow-up. Rough diamonds may sometimes be mistaken for worthless pebbles. One of my blog posts is called the $50,000 phone call, because I followed up with a client for almost 2 years before I finally got the business. So would you follow up for 2 years if you were going to make 50,000? You probably would. You're just not positive you're going to make it. So you stop. I'm afraid they're going to think I'm pushy. I'm afraid they're going to think that, I just want something for them. I'm afraid. We let fear, which is one of the bullies in your head, right? Is one of the big three. Fear, doubt, and shame are one of the big three bullies that stop us from doing the things that we need to do. Right? So, if you're using a CRM, that will allow you to kind of do some of those things. Many of you do have CRMs. Many of you have a way to do it. So high tech can allow you to be high touch. There's also the good old stuff, repurposing things can continue to follow up. If you have something and you remind them, you can plant that again, send it out to them again. You can remind them with some of the functions that you have. So high tech allows you to be high touch. So don't be afraid of technology. Don't be afraid for you to put your best foot forward. Don't be afraid to reshare information. You don't want to be a multi-poster, which we're going to get in. We're going to talk about in a couple sessions from now when actually Dinesh is on. We're going to talk about how to repurpose your content in a good way. But right now you should be thinking about, if I do a live stream and I show someone, what can I deliver after the fact? How can I continue to deliver value? And we'll continue to help you. So in number 5 is to offer a sample, right? And offer a sample. How do we, you're afraid of trolls? I see somebody put, they're afraid of trolls. We'll definitely talk about that too. When you offer a sample, what does that mean, right? What does offer a sample mean? If you're a consultant, a free 20-minute consultation, for instance. Now, I used a product from our sponsor for the next part. Many of you guys know that I created a little drink called the COVID-19 Crusher when on episode 1, I think it was, maybe it was episode 2, that I took this drink and I put it in hot water, honey, and lemon. And because those are hot drinks and stuff would help, get rid of COVID. Well, I took a pack, and I can actually show you guys when I'm back. Well, I guess I'm actually technically still on screen. I think you guys can probably see this. So I created it and I taped a package of the Neo Start here. So if you send something like that to a client and it says, my gift to you, enjoy. It's got the recipe. It has this. So for not very much money, you are able to send an actual sample of your product. So, and like Kimberly Davidson, Kimberly sent me something the other day. She had given out a freebie. And as a matter of fact, Kimberly, I didn't go on yesterday, but I will do that tomorrow, I promise. But she sent me a sample of her products. So when people do send you a sample, what do you want to do? And this, I want you guys to remember, those of you who have won prizes, those of you who have gotten some neogenic stuff, you want to take a picture of that product, whatever it is you got, and you want to take a selfie or a picture and you want to tag the brand in it. Okay. So I'm going to explain this to you as an entrepreneur and as a consumer, why you want to do this. Number 1, as an entrepreneur, you want to tag the brand because you're hoping the brand will actually share out your content. I mean, think about that for a minute. If you understand social media, it's really important that you start to expand your circle of influence. You want to make sure that people recognize you and that the algorithm recognizes you as relevant. And if you're a brand, having other people tag you in and show your products shows you're relevant to the marketplace. It also expands your reach. So each person that tags you, when you're tagged on their timeline, their friends will see that as well. So you both expanding your reach. It's a win-win for everybody. So I want to see you guys doing this. If you are a winner of products, if you've gone to the I1 website that we have, I want to see you taking a picture, taking a selfie of yourself, and showing us what you're doing with the product. If you made a recipe, I can tell you I have some other recipes coming up because I get pretty creative with some of these things. Take a picture, post it, tag me in it, tag Neogenics in it, tag your friend. If someone invited you here that's from Neogenics, tag them in the post. Share in the love. When you expand each other's reach, more people will find out what you guys are doing and how you're doing it without being salesy and sleazy. And that's one of our sessions too, by the way, is how to sell without being salesy, sleazy, or cheesy. All right, so I am going to look at Patty says she's inspired. I can see that one thing. Like I said, I can only see the comments, some of the comments that people are posting up there. So thank you so much for that. So this is an opportunity for you to send something out inexpensively, right? That shows you care. And then you guys notice right here, there's room for you to put your own information on there. I put Nancy Neogenics there with a fake phone number, but you can put whatever you want there. And as a matter of fact, Neogenics is going to be providing that stuff for you guys, from what I understand. Hopefully I'm not letting the cat out of the bag in the back office, so you guys can do that. But if you guys are not in a Neogenics business, you can do the same kind of thing. What kind of samples can you give out? Okay, so we're gonna keep going and say, ask the number 6 is ask the right questions, right? And by the way, are you guys enjoying what's going on? I want to know, like, hit the share button if you're getting value, and tag someone that you think, oh my gosh, they would really get value out of this. Because even if they come in now, they could still get in the drawings, they can watch the replay, but they'll know right where it is. Because have you ever looked for something on Facebook and you're like, I can't find it? So if you tag them, it'll be in their timeline and they'll be able to recognize it. So hopefully, I'd love to know if you guys are finding value. Put a 10 in the chat box. 10. Say, Vicky is a 10. Like she's doing a 10's worth of work, right? So, all right, well, let's keep going here. Ask the right questions. What do they want? What do your clients want? What do people want? What are their pain points? You guys know what a pain point is. It's an issue that people are having. And when you can solve it, they're eager to pay people. They're eager to do business with people can do that. Let's see. Oh, what does it say? How do you know what the right questions are? That's a good question, Melanie. Thank you, Kenda. So how can you serve them? How do you know what the right questions are? Think about what your business is. These right here are good questions in any business. What do they want? What are their pain points? How can you serve them? You know, what can you anticipate future needs? What are their concerns or objections? What are they afraid of? Most people want to go ahead with things and don't because they second guess themselves or they need to talk to someone else. And I have a chapter in one of my books that talks about that. And we're going to be breaking that down in one of our things too, the overcoming objections section. And even when we're talking about recruiting, you know, we all recruit, if you guys don't know. We recruit our kids to do their chores. We recruit our neighbors to participate in a neighborhood watch, or we recruit people all the time. So when we're recruiting people in our business, it's just the same thing. Some of us have some different notions of what that means, right? And number 7 is we got to ask for the order. This is so critical. You have to ask for the order. Can you see value in us working together if you're a consultant? Are you ready to get started? I mean, have you ever been to an event, a party, an association, something where you think, oh, this is really good. I got to do this. And nobody ever asked you if you wanted it. Nobody ever asked you, like at an in-home event. I remember going to ones where a Stampin' Up party, right? And I was a scrapbooker and I didn't use stamps in my stuff, but she had this little roller, this thank you roller. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's so cute for my thank you bags. It's perfect for that. I waited and she just sat there. She was so afraid. She didn't even ask anyone if they wanted an order, right? She didn't ask anyone. So these are some simple questions that are they're not rejecting you, right? Are you ready to get started? It's a yes or no question. It's not no, and I hate your guts, right? So, do you want to do this? Sometimes can put us in a different position, but are you ready to get started? Can you see value in us working together? I want you guys to be prepared for the yes. This is one of the things that drives me absolutely nutty. And by the way, hit the share button if you haven't already and if you're finding value, because you need to be prepared for the yes. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say something else in just a second because I'm going to put it on the whole screen because what I want you to do. But if they aren't ready, they may still have some objections you need to overcome. That doesn't mean, because sometimes no, I'm not ready right now, doesn't mean I'm not ready ever. And again, we'll try and teach you some of those things too, because those asking the right questions helps us to really, sift through the information and really get to the heart of it. So here's the key thing for you guys. And I want you guys to put this hashtag expect the yes. So hear me out on this if you don't hear anything else I said today. Okay, ready? If you are expecting the no, and I know there's very many popular people that say, go for 100 no's and eventually you get a yes and whatever. I think that is hogwash. And that doesn't mean I don't like them or don't find value in the other things they say. But if you're expecting the no all the time, what happens when someone says yes, right? I remember teaching my girls how to sell a collection that was $500 and they were afraid to do it. But when they got the words down and they kept on going, and then so they'd go, okay, and so, would you like to go ahead with it? And they say yes. And they go, really? Like they're so shocked. Now think about that. Really? What are you doing? You're planting a seed of doubt for them. What are you doing? Expect the yes. Don't go with an expectation where you're closing the sale and ignoring people's buying signals, but expect the yes. Expect them to say yes. If they say no, just ask the right questions. And we can talk about those, like the overcoming objection ones. I don't want to go too deep into that because I want to make sure that I value your time today. And of course, we have Angela coming back on. We've got some gifts to give away and got some great stuff going on. But I want you to expect the yes. Otherwise, you're planting the seeds of doubt for them. Why wouldn't people want to do business with you? Why wouldn't they want your products? We just talked about this. Why wouldn't, after they try this and it's so delicious, would you like to order some? Would you like the immune boost bundle? I know COVID is a little bit crazy right now and people are worried about their immune systems. Would you like the immune boost bundle? And guess what? It's on sale. It's only $89 right now. You get those that, you guys know a sponsored product for the day is the Neovite. You get the Neovite, you get 2 packs of the Neo Start, you get the probiotic. it's boosting your immune system. And you just had it. It tastes delicious, right? So those are all in your head, but you say, would you like to go ahead? And guess what? It's actually on sale. Expect the yes. If they say no, find out why. But we'll talk about that later. All right. So expect the yes. Hashtag expect the yes. That's your word for the day. So again, here's the reminder, the steps to convert: be consistent, deliver value every day, provide a call to action on every stream that you do, follow up on every contact. And remember, right now, that follow up, maybe it's on the phone, maybe it's in a Zoom meeting, maybe, it's emails or texts, but maybe you can do a Zoom meeting, because we all like to have this kind of contact, right? We all like to be able to see people eye to eye and then ask the questions. I know you might be afraid, but imagine what happens if they say yes. Imagine if you ask and they say yes, right? Imagine. So follow up on every contact, and no pants required. I still recommend you wear them. Offer a sample to every person, a sample of your skills, a sample of, your writing, a sample of your products. Offer a sample to every person. Ask the right questions on every call or every communication, and ask for the order every time. Don't be afraid to ask people if they're interested in going ahead. Don't be afraid to say, would you like to place your order? Don't say, would you like to place your order, or no? That's another way. That's what I call backpedaling. We don't want to do any backpedaling. Okay. So here is the last part here. Confidence is sexy. Outside appearance is simply the window dressing. Okay. So I'm hoping that inspired some of you guys to, and like I said, I saw there was a couple people that said they were inspired because it was popping up on a chart. But so let's go over to your comments really quick. And I'm going to answer them and make sure, like I said, I have about 5 or 6 minutes before I'm bringing Angela back on. But Patty, thank you so much for saying you were inspired. I'm going through these things right now. How many platforms am I on? I am on, let's see, we're on 6 platforms right now. We're on 3 different Facebook pages. We're on Periscope, we're on Twitter, and we're on YouTube. Let's see. So definitely inspired. Sally Parkman said, confidence is sexy. Boom. Right. Angela said yes to Rachel, but I know Rachel because I'm going back. Expect the yes. Patty, absolutely. Expect the yes. And you guys think about that. That's your new way of going through life. Expect the yes. Expect it. Like, why would people not want to? That doesn't mean you start acting weird if they say, you know what, I don't think that'll work for me right now. That doesn't mean you go, really? Right? That means you say, oh, really? What is it that's holding you back? What other information can I provide? Ask questions because you really want to serve, right? When you're selling to serve, when you're selling to serve them, that's your point, is to serve their need, then it removes the fear. That you think about that. When you're selling to serve, it removes the fear because it's all about helping. Think about yourselves and how you would recommend a product I use in the example in the book about a child with eczema. If you happen to have a product that helps eczema, or of a product and your nephew, let's say, has eczema, you don't have any problem saying, oh my gosh, you got to try this. My friend did it and everything worked fine, blah, blah, blah. But then all of a sudden, when you have a product and there's some value for you, what do? Oh yeah, you give them a sample, let them try it, and then you backpedal and say, I'll just wait. I don't want them to think I'm pushy. But yet, if you had told them and it was a friend doing, you'd say, hey, did you try it? Is it any good? Did it work? Because why? Because you're trying to serve. When you're trying to serve, it's not the same. So you don't have to be afraid. And that's what we want to try and help you. You don't need to be afraid to sell. You just need to have the right heart about it. What do you think? What you think about, you bring about. Absolutely, Stephanie. Absolutely. And again, yes, you guys, you can continue to share out. You still will get credit for that. Expect the yes becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. It does, Kathy. It's my new sexy. Expects the yes, builds confidence. Boom. You know what, Patty? Give Patty 5 points, you guys. That was a great quote right there. Inspired to do the call to action, which is week in my world. Okay, Kathy. Did you guys like this one? I know Kathy happens to be an eugenics. Did you guys like this? Isn't it cool? See, I would love to get that in the mail with a recipe. The recipe is the part that makes it even super fun, right? Wowzy. Sally, you said wowzy, but I don't know what that means, but you're definitely inspired. Thank you. Let's go through here. Get your mindset right. Your product or service is worth a yes. If they say no, ask the right questions, dig deeper into their thoughts. Digging deeper into finding out why, not because you're judging, but you want to know, did I give them enough information, right? What is it that I need to do? So may I ask why, right? I'm not ready to go ahead. May I ask why? Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I don't have any money right now. Oh, you know what? Would you be interested? And this I'm going to get into another time, but I'll seed plant for one of our other sessions. So if you have the money right now, or if I could show you how to have the money, then would you be interested? Because what we're trying to do is overcome the objection and find the real one. Because we got to dig, we got to peel the onion, and we got to find out what the real objection is. And we'll talk about that on another session. Let's see. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Yes. You guys are awesome. And I know the girls are calculating your points back there. If it's not now, yep, it's not, no, not now, not never. Right. And we ask them, I ask people sometimes that, is that no, not now, or is that no, not ever? Because sometimes people say, no, I'm not interested. And people go, okay, bye, or okay. And they're afraid. And I say, oh, no problem. But is that no, not now, or is that no, not ever? And I again, you might have to be comfortable with that, but really you're just trying to find out, because I've said it before, I'm busy. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not interested. It doesn't mean I'm not interested. It means right now, this particular moment, my brain is so full, I have no additional opportunity to, to help you. So or to discuss this with you, because it's just not, it's just not what's going on in my brain. So remember, that is a legitimate question. Melanie, you said it's the hard part. What's the hard part? Wanda's got a 10 there. Awesome. Sally said, great info. Hey, Russell said 10. Fear sucks because my anxiety goes through the roof. Okay, Wanda, if you want to share where that anxiety comes from, I think I could do about 2 more minutes and help you guys through some of the challenge that you're having, like specifics. So we could work through that. And I think, if I'm not positive, I know Jeannie is in the back room. We're going to bring her on. Did Angela ask you, Jeannie, if we could do the Q&A here instead of having to go to another location? Because sometimes we lose some of the people. If you're okay with that, we can answer some of these questions afterwards. But I'm going to wait because I have no idea what their timetable is. So I'm going to wait to find that out. All right, we've got, let's see, how do you know what the right questions are? Melanie, let me know if I answered that or not. Oh, Danae, Deanne, thanks for being here. Danae, I'm glad to see you as well. Yes, awesome. You guys shared out. You're fantastic. Thanks, Carla. I need to take and post a picture. Yes, if you guys have won something, I want to see pictures. We want them on the website, and we want to help you guys get your social street cred too. So I still need for my Neo gift, I've been remodeling the bathroom. I'm not sure what that means, Kimberly, but we will, if we have a gift coming to you, you got it. If you guys do win a gift, which we're going to be doing those in just a second, you're going to go to doyouneo.com/I1. Okay, doyouneo.com/I1. And then we'll tell you what the product is, and then you fill it in there. You also can't let the day job be your reason to get derailed. Scheduling is a key to consistent success. Amen, right? Because a lot of people start as a side hustle. And if you guys, and I want to encourage you, not that Neogenics is encouraging me to do this, but I want to encourage you, if you don't have a side hustle already, if you don't have a home, this place is the place to be. These are the nicest, kindest, most genuine people. And these products are absolutely fantastic. I have to tell you, and I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to, shake mixes. Most of the time I don't like shake mixes because they're watery, and then I have to get, like, I do like coconut milk, but I have to get other kinds of milk and stuff in order to try and thicken it up, or I have to use ice. They use coconut cream in this stuff, and you let it set for a couple of minutes, and you have this thick, creamy shake with just plain water. So you get to save the calories. And I don't know about any of you guys, but I got my COVID-15. It's the quarantine 15. I'm not so proud of admitting that, but I do. So I need to get svelte again. So when we're out of quarantine, that I look good, because summer's coming, and I don't want to have the quarantine 15. So these shakes, they're actually super good. All right, I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry about that. Let's see, because they come back and I don't have the money right now. So if they say they don't have the money right now, which, by the way, I'm going to bring Jeannie on. I'm going to finish up this thing, and then if she can't stay, I will stay and do a Q&A with you guys. I will even let some of you guys come on the air if you want to. We can actually put you on air if you want to practice your live streaming in a safe environment. I'll also teach you how to deal with trolls. And so we can have a little bit of fun there. But I'm going to flip through. If there's any other important comments, post them in the private chat. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. Anyways, let's see. I'm going to go through. Okay. All right. I know that there's some more of you guys that are hanging out there. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of questions. You guys are awesome. Don't be afraid to repost them again in a minute. But what I'm going to do right now is I have to find that comment. There should be a clear button for us to remove that over there, but I have to find that comment so I can take it off. And actually, I know what I can do. I can put this: summer bodies are crafted during COVID. Get your body rocking. I love it, Rachel. You're awesome. Now I can take that off. Okay, I'm going to bring on Jeannie. I don't know if Angela's coming back or not, but I'm going to bring on Jeannie Goski. She is the president of Neogenics, our sponsor for the program. And I see Angela's back here in the back room too. So I'm going to bring her on as well. So you two ladies we're going to join up here together and come on. Hello, Angela. And let's give a big drum roll. Hey, Stasia, a drum roll for Jeannie Goski, again, president of Neogenics. Here you go. This is the woman you can thank for this opportunity. So I want to see big thank yous in the chat box right now. Hey, Jeannie, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm great. And the fans here are great. And did you like this? Do you like my little?
I do. I love that. And I saw a lot of comments from people saying, when is it going to be up in the back office? So guess what we're going to be doing tomorrow?
I'm sorry. See, I let the cat out of the bag. Sometimes I forget and I let that out of the bag. So
that's okay.
I'm super sorry. But I think, like I said, that would be something cool that they could enjoy. And so my apologies.
Oh yeah. No apologies necessary. And we are excited to be that kind of company that is bent on listening to not only, ideas from great friends like Vicki, but also great ideas from the field too. And so many of our team members are tuning in right now. And hey, everybody. And we just are bent on just having an ear to the ground where they are and listening to what's happening with them. That's one of the reasons why this broadcast is going on right now, because we wanted to answer, how do we talk about continuing in business and moving forward in being an entrepreneur with whatever we're representing, working from home. How do we do that in the midst of a pandemic? I mean, this is just unprecedented where we are right now. And yet, this is a time unlike any other where we can rise up and invite other people to connect with us because we have something to offer, right? We have something of value. That was something that you brought up. It's something that I've probably read 20 articles in the last week about the number one thing that you can do right now in whatever connections you're making, whether you're doing it in social media or you're just connecting with people on the phone or however you can, is to bring value. Bring some kind of value to the person that you are connecting with, because it's what we're all craving right now. We're unable to go and seek out those places where we normally fill our tanks.
Yep.
And so our purpose to bring that kind of a value to other people is an amazing gift right now. So if you partner that with a great product or a great company that you can trust, it is just a win-win. And we know since March at Neogenics that having a product in the health and wellness space, the Immune Boost bundle, you've been talking about that, but we have all kinds of amazing products that really are top of the line that people can trust. And for some people, they're looking into supplementing their health in a way like they never have before, because guess what? COVID makes you think about things differently, doesn't it? And
totally.
when you weigh out the options of going to the doctor and spending on medicines or on other kinds of expensive therapies versus what supplementation can do, oh my gosh, there's just no comparison. And so that enlightenment and that education goes a long way. And when you have great products that can fill that gap, oh my gosh, it's a stellar story. And I know a lot of our friends on this broadcast right now have been using these supplements for a while, or maybe they just started, but the testimonials are just overwhelming. It's so fulfilling for us to hear. I mean, we know they work. Like me and Angela, we talk about it all the time, how much better we're feeling just because of these things we're taking, but hearing from other people. And then the best part is when one of our team members who offers that to someone else hears that testimony from their customer, and they realize, oh my gosh, I've changed a life. I've connected someone to something that's changed their life. If it wasn't for me, that wouldn't have happened. There's no greater satisfaction.
Yeah.
You have to believe in that. I loved what you were saying about confidence is sexy. Totally agree. But sometimes you got to put that knowledge plus that experience together to get that confidence going, right? It's a two-railed track. And we got to have enough faith and be supported enough to go stick our toe in the water, like you're talking about tonight. You just have enough of that faith that there are people out there who really do need your help and your connection to those things that work. So that's my 2 cents. And I just appreciate all that you've shared with us tonight, because it's really good stuff.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And I'm sure there's some other comments here that we want to answer. And I see there's some, you have your tribe for sure. I see Jeannie the Machini. So, you and Becky calls you Jeannie the Machini. So, that tells me that Neogenics products are working, because that means Jeannie has a lot of energy. And that's what happens when you're excited about a product and a company, and you put those things together with other energetic people. And like I said, I don't know why, but I mean, you guys do me a favor. Let's go back to 1. Put a 1 in the chat box if you have felt tired during COVID. Like, I am never tired. And I swear, I feel like, how am I so tired? Like, what is going on? And I take that, like I said, that's why I love this. I like it hot in the mornings with my honey and the lemon. I love this. So I just take, right? I take it and all of a sudden I'm good. And there's no, there's no jolty, weird feeling like I had 38 cups of coffee. Yeah, it's just it just doesn't make me feel tired. I don't feel a buzz or I don't feel a surge. I just don't feel tired, which for me, that means my normal energy's there. So I love it. I think you guys have done a great job.
Yeah,
I really do.
Well, one of the things that I was reading about the other day too, just because I love to read, and especially articles about what's happening, what's the hotness. And one of the things that I read was that, being a month into quarantine, people have really discovered how disrupted their schedule is. And even though it's still busy versus the busy you had before, it's all different. And so, you have this rhythm where you start on the new schedule and you are high in energy and you're like, I'm going to do this. We're going to get through this. We're going to make it work. It's going to be great. Well, about 3-4 weeks into it, your body finally catches up and says, you know what? This is exhausting. This is not my norm. This is not used. And I'm over it. I'm done. Right. And so with that in mind, we really do need to be okay with the idea that our bodies need a little bit more to negotiate. And it's not just physical. Yeah. Your mental state really does affect how your physical processes occur. If you're mentally down, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you're down and out, or you are just anxious about something or driven by fear, it will downgrade all of your physical processes. And so anything you can add in that's going to help supplement that with natural ingredients, that's the trick. If you add synthetics into that mix, it's not going to be helpful, and it's going to make it worse. So that's why natural is so important when you think about what you're using, just to get over the hump of some of these things.
Absolutely.
So 15
What?
Your mind, everything that Jeannie was talking about, like your whole mind, body, like that's where the COVID-15 comes from. You're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. It's true.
So
Your body can't fight off, it can't fight things off, and it's constantly trying to fight off because it's not sure if it's got it or if it's around it or if somebody else got it. Like I wipe every piece of mail off before it comes in my house. Like I am, I'm not being crazy, but I have a compromised immune system already, which is why I'm definitely like taking the whole line. I got the whole Neogenics line going right here in my house. But I'm cautious, because I know, like I said, I watch my son, and he's stressed out, and the kids are dying to get outside. And, it's just, there's a lot going on. So we need to be careful and recognize our bodies. They need help. And if we can treat it with natural stuff, like my son yesterday was telling me, Mom, I want to get a what do you call those? I don't know, like a Red Bull, but it's called something else. And I'm like, no, it's not happening. But I haven't given him this stuff. I haven't given him the neogenic stuff yet because he's, it says it's not for kids. He's going to be 18 in 2 months. But, it's like subconsciously sometimes we go, oh, I'm not supposed to give it to him. Then I look at him. He's 6'5", 180 pounds. It's like, I think he qualifies as an adult.
He's good. He's
He's a man cub.
What's that?
He's a man cub.
Yeah, he is a man cub. Well, you know what we're going to do later. So, Jeannie, are you able to come back in? We got to are you able to help give away some prizes? Are you going to stick around for a little bit of Q&A? Because I know people have some questions. Are we good? Okay. Guys, instead of going over to Get Vocal today, we're actually going to stay here. So if you want to hit that share button, get some people in here. And if anybody has the courage, I'm going to tell you right now, if you'll go on screen, I'm not asking Jeannie, I'm just saying it out loud. I'm going to give a prize. I'm giving prizes out to people who will come on screen with us. All you have to do is tell us and we'll send you a private message to come in the back room and jump on screen because I want to teach you guys how to live stream. I want to teach you that it's okay, that you can answer questions and you can ask. So we're going to help you in a safe environment. Okay?
Yeah.
So, right. So that'll be cool. So what we're going to do is I have a couple more slide thingies to show you guys so we don't forget anything. And we want to make sure, like I said, you guys are ready for what's happening here. And I want to definitely present I don't know why I'm having these, my screen, it keeps telling me that, that there's too many people, but there's not. It's like it thinks there's a fourth person on our screen, but there is not a fourth person. So I don't know why it's telling us that. We have right. Is there is COVID? It's COVID. It's COVID is trying to trick us and say that he's actually here in the group. So I have no idea, but we'll.
Okay. So we're going to
here. So let's see. Can you?
Yep. I'm going to go get my power cord.
But okay, go ahead. Do you want me to drop you off or are you good? Oh, she wouldn't. She's good. Okay. So we're going to go in here and Sue, this audience would know. I just wanted to make sure. Actually, I just want to show you guys this slide and now it won't open up. Okay. We have the, our power stuff here. I don't want the presenter window. My son tried to help me earlier today and I think I'm just going to open this window instead. Oh, you guys can't see this one. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So never mind.
We can't hear you. I can read your lips.
But I can hear. Can you hear me, Angela?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey.
We can talk amongst ourselves.
So we're going to
do. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure.
All that time I was blabbing and you couldn't hear me?
Just that last part.
Just the last part.
Okay.
So we're going to do Q&A right now?
Well, we got to do some prizes really quick because, some people can't stay longer. Let's do it. Okay, so let's do some prizes. So first of all, I am going over if you guys, honey, I want you to drop the link for them to go to the prize thing because I'm going to give them 1 more minute before I go pick one from the people that have registered. When you're registered, you get to do that. So drop the link over there in the chat box so to anybody who hasn't already, you can go earn yourself some points while you're still with us and do that one. I am going to have you guys pick, I'm going to pick the first person who can tell me what to expect is getting a prize. First person who knows what to expect gets the prize. And I'm looking in the master chat from all of our channels. So how fast can you type it? Can you remember it? How fast can you type it? So let's see. Oh, Deanne said she'll come on. Okay, Deanne, you're the first one. We're going to definitely let you. Oh, Melanie Weiser. Yeah, Melanie got it. So Melanie was first, then Kimberly, then Deanne. And do we need to register weekly? No, you do not, Kathy, but you're still in the drawing. So when I go pick a name, you're still in there. So you don't have to worry about it. We get all those. And Rachel said yes. Kathy said yes. So you guys were listening. And there's a link right there, the doyouneo.com/giveaway. I want you guys to open another window because you can still hear my lilty voice. And I'm going to let Angela and Jeannie answer some questions really quick while you guys do this, because I'm giving you more chances to win. Click on that link and get yourself registered, and we're going to go grab another prize. So, Angela, really quick, can you think of something that you can quiz them on from what I delivered, the message I delivered today, or a product or something that you guys delivered where they can answer a question and we know if they were paying attention?
I would go with what's number one. I think number one of what you shared your training is so incredibly important, especially when it comes to people knowing if you're someone that they want to know, like, and trust.
Mm-hmm. Oh, are you giving them the answer?
No. What was number one? You gave us 7 things.
Yep,
what was
I did.
number one?
Yep. What was number one? Okay, let's see. We'll give them a chance to do it. I am going to go run over. Well, not run. I'm sitting right here, but I'm going to pick the other one. I'm going very slowly while you guys are thinking of the answer. Remember, there was some of you. Oh, there. Tell her who won, Angela. You can see it.
Stephanie Bledsoe.
Stephanie, congratulations. That's right. Number one was be consistent. Be consistent. That's right. Yeah. Confidence is sexy. That was good too, but that was not number one. That was at the end, but right? It is.
And the whole thing.
And by the way, did you guys notice that she had Neogenics on her shirt? My confidence is sexy girl. She was wearing a Neo shirt. Just saying. Okay. So write that down. And Stephanie, you go to, are we giving her Neo Brain, or are we giving her our sponsored product? What are we giving her? And then the next person I'm getting, because that's that for Stephanie. Which one are we giving? Brain or Vite, Jeannie?
Brain.
Okay. So Stephanie, you get Neo Brain. When you guys go to doyouneo.com/I1, that's what you put. You got Neo Brain. You put today's date in. So that's where you're going to get and then Melanie did the yes. Melanie, you don't have a water bottle yet, because I know we sent you you already got some Neo Brain. So, right, Melanie, you got Neo Brain, or did you get Neo? You got Pro. Something else. She got Pro. Okay. Did she write that, or you guys already know because you're so smart? These guys are like savants, right? They know what's going on. So Melanie, tell us if you want the water bottle or if you want the Neo Brain. I'm going over here to grab the registrations. I'm hitting the refresh button. And so Jeannie, since you are coming on today, I would like you to pick a number from 1 through 100. And we are going to pick the next winner. Winner, chicken dinner.
I'll pick number 15.
Number 15. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is Jill Tamasaka Lamb.
Yay!
Jill, woo! I don't know if Jill is here. But Jill, if you are not here, we will post. Is Jill? Does anybody know if Jill's here? We will post a note for her. Girls, mark that on the list so we can send her a note that she needs to go to doyouneo.com/I1. Melanie wants a water bottle. So Mel, when you go to doyouneo.com/I1, we were going to get you that water bottle. And let's see. Yes. So guys, now we are going to give out a couple more prizes for questions for Q&A. Now, Deanne said she would come on with us. Who else is interested in coming on? You know, Deanne has actually been in the, you guys tag her in there. That would be a good idea. Deanne's been in the direct sales industry for a very long time, and I'm going to go ahead and tag her. I'll send you a message in Messenger with the link, Deanne. And then you guys, do you have something you want to say, or do you guys have questions in the box that you could put? So I just dropped the link for you in Messenger. If you pop in there, Deanne, we'll bring you on. And who else is going to come on? That's what we want to know. Let's see. Okay, so Jeannie, don't you have something else that you guys do during the week where you're sharing different stuff about Neogenics? Why don't you tell them about that while they're continuing to kind of go through stuff?
So every Friday we get together right here on, in one of the channels that we're broadcasting on right now, which is Neogenics Nutrition Facebook page. Every Friday night at 6 p.m. Central Time, That's 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I think it's even 1 p.m. Hawaii time. We got a lot of Hawaii friends that are out there. We do a live Q&A. We just call it Neogenics Live. And the entire corporate staff gets on this channel, and we talk about the story of Neogenics. We talk about our products and what makes them different. There's lots of health and wellness companies out there. Why in the world would you pick Neogenics? Well, we have some pretty great reasons. And this is a way that you can hear directly from our lead formulator, the person who spends the time putting the formulas together, sourcing the ingredients, all of that stuff is right here under our roof. And we're going to talk about it on Friday. Not to mention talking about all of the new things. This Friday is the first day of May. So it will be the first day that we'll be talking about all the new hotness that's coming with our May campaign. So it's at 6 p.m. Central right here. You tune in. You can send in comments. We have a few prizes we give away. And it's just a fun time. Best part about it is you get to hear from our founder and chairman, Kevin Early, who is really the person with the, I mean, we all have heart behind Neogenics and believe this is a home, a true home in the midst of a lot of different companies out there. But it's really spurring from Kevin's vision for what he wanted to do in helping people have a better way to get after their health, their relationships, and just prosperity, true prosperity in a community that is all about support and lifting each other up. So it's worth your time. It's better than Netflix. And you'll be entertained for sure, and you'll walk away learning something. That's what we hear more than anything is people say, man, I learned so much on that. I didn't even realize that was going to be a part of it. So join us here. We'd love to have you.
Can't hear you, Vicki.
I did, because I don't know what I did, but my bottle is making a noise now when so I turned myself off that time. Tomorrow, I believe, is National Honesty Day. And we got a blog post from your lead formulator, from Derek. And I absolutely loved it, because one of the things that he shared, which you guys will be really interested in, because we as a community, we don't know what's, we hear the word natural and we think natural. Like we think, oh, this must be really good. And he really sheds the light on the fact that natural for a lot of people doesn't really mean natural. It means like we could call it was natural at one time before we destroyed it, and I love that. Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a very subjective term, and there's no definition required for that. You can call anything natural, but you got to stand behind it with what you're using and with where you get those things, how much you use of them. You got to be transparent. That comes with it.
Absolutely. Now, I sent the link to 2 people. Kathy, you guys come on. You have to click that link to come in the back room. And so do you, Deanne. I'm not sure where you guys are. And I'm taking it that dog of yours is your dog. Is that your dog? What's your dog's name, Jeannie? Clyde?
Clyde. Yeah.
I think that's what Angela said. And I see somebody wrote it in the middle of the thing. So when I said, who wants to come on? I think Clyde heard me and he decided that he wanted to, right? He wanted to come in.
He would love to join you. He would have plenty to say as long as there be food involved.
Food, right? Deanne says she's having a little trouble with her internet, but she's still trying to get on. And then, so anybody else, you guys have questions? I'm scrolling back through here. That, with the stuff that we talked about today, do you guys find that relevant to your business, whether it's a current business you have, even working with other people? If you've got to book appointments, one of the things that you need to ask, and I'll give you an extra tip. You guys can write this one down. People are struggling, and Kathy, I'll bring you on in just a second, that people are struggling with getting people to book appointments. They're like, oh, they're busy, or oh, this, or oh, that. So I want to give you one quick tip to help you with your Zoom appointments right now, or whatever it is that you're doing. By instead of saying, when are you available? Because my schedule's free, right? Because that gives people mind-boggling things, especially when COVID's over, right? Say, do you prefer weekdays or weekends? Like, just start there. Like, because some people are looking, especially if you're in a in-home business, or a lot of people are working Saturdays and Sundays now because their families are doing different things. And I've noticed that some husbands are still, having to work for, police officers, and the wives are doing this and that. So a lot of people are working times they don't normally. weekdays or weekends? And then did you want, evenings or, mornings, for kind of narrowing things down when people, when people are saying, I'm not sure when I'm available. Obviously if they say, oh yeah, I'm available. If they say they're available anytime, take the next slot you have. But if they don't, start to kind of work your way through so you can help people figure out where that slot is and where you can get on that Zoom call. So I see that we have Kathy and Deanne in the back room. Were you going to say something, Jeannie?
Well, I just saw a great question in the comments. So you let me know when to bring it up. I can represent.
Go ahead and tell us what the question was, and I'll let them in afterwards.
Yeah. So the question is from Rachel Peel, and she asks, is it better to go live in a fan page or in your personal profile or on Instagram? What's the best place? And I know that's kind of a loaded question, but particular to Facebook, maybe answer that one first.
Sure. And we can answer it in a couple of ways. Number one, if you have a really large following on Instagram, it's good to go there, but the recordings aren't being saved and shared out, and so you're not getting as much traction. And remember from a visit that we had when Honey was here, you want to be able to repurpose your content. So I personally would take, you got your biggest audience, unless you have a really big following already that is, immediately attracted to what you're doing on Instagram. I would start on Facebook and your profile. Okay. You just got to be a blendable profile. The fact is that it's really hard to get reach on your page. And we'll talk about that a little bit. I think Dennis kind of alluded to some of it is that we were talking, when you have a lot of followers, but not a lot of engagement, then the algorithm doesn't see you as relevant. And so it's not going anywhere. So it can make you, if you're going live, feel really insecure because nobody's there. It doesn't mean that they'll never see it, but they don't see it when you're there. And unless you're an experienced live streamer where you can have a conversation with yourself for an hour at a time, then it can make you feel like, people don't want to hear. And that's not true. It's just the way things are right now, right? So going on your page, and then I always recommend for people to do, especially if you're part of the Neogenics team, or if you're part of my Entrepreneurial Rockstars group, we do little private sessions that when Periscope first came out, we called them Perry Hops, where you got people that are going to be there, that are going to be supportive, that are watching you to support you and ask you questions and give you an opportunity to get comfortable, not there to go, kind of scroll pie and go in and out where all of a sudden it can make you feel uncomfortable. So remember, the amount of followers and stuff doesn't count, but in the beginning it's tougher. So I would go on your personal page, your profile, and then and expand out. There's even some free softwares that you can use to push that, push it out to the multiple profiles, which we can talk about on one of our other sessions as well. So that would be my advice, to do it on your profile. Okay. All right. So I am going to let Kathy and Deanne in. I'm going to, because I think we can have up to 6 in here. So I'm going to let Kathy come in really quick. And then actually, I think Deanne asked us first. So we're going to let Deanne first. So Deanne, welcome to the broadcast. How are you?
Hello. I'm great. Thank you.
It is fantastic to see you. I'm so glad that you're here. And I think I promised a prize, didn't I, if people came on?
You did.
I did. I promise. So we're going to get you a prize. I have to look at my list over here of what prizes. But Deanne, did you have a question? Were you coming on to say hello and just tell us how great
all of that? Well, I think
are?
I should get 2 prizes because I'm coming on without makeup. So that's
thanks, COVID.
So, right?
Exactly.
You look so young. I want to slap you. That's what I want to say, because you look beautiful.
Great.
You look beautiful.
Well, it is good to see you and talk with you. My question is more about tech, because I've been playing with Zoom, and what I need is 2 formats at the same time, because I want to teach art classes. So I want to be able to see the screen and everybody who's participating. I want them to be able to correspond with me, but I need to have them looking down like, this is one of my pieces, and we do this. This is on a tile. Just a little ladybug on a stone. So my thought is to have my phone maybe on a tripod looking down at the piece I'm working on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what you want to do in those, one of the pieces of equipment we use, it's on my website, and we'll, I don't know if we have a link there, but on vickyfitch.com/resources. Archon Mounts has a hangover mount. So whenever I cook, when I would do cooking things, or even when I made cards or did scrapbook stuff, if people wanted to learn how to do something, so you'll have one that's there and you have to turn the volume down, right? So they can see what you're doing. And then you have another unit like you're on your computer. So you'd have to have an area, or you can figure out if you have two phones or how you're doing it. One of them has to have the volume down, so you're speaking to one while your activity is going on through your other one. Or if you don't want your face on at the same time, because like right here, I could be having, where Angela is, I could have me showing somebody how to do a spreadsheet or how to do art. You can, in this platform, for instance, you can have up to 6 people. And then, of course, people are here in the chat box that can see, and you can invite them in, and and that kind of thing too. So you can use Zoom and push it out, but using that kind of mount. But you said you wanted to go out on multiple channels, or you just wanted 2, one for yourself and one for the art?
Right. The 2 being one for myself and one for the art piece.
Okay. So did that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. So I'll look into. So you called it an
Archon. I'll send you a link for it, and then
Archon mount.
Archon. ARKON.
Archon.
ARKON. And if you guys use my code, you save 20%. So, or sometimes 30. It depends on which month. But it's ARKON. And it's the overhead. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I have one. The one Zach's been using for all his TikToks is that one. So it also will go up, down. You can turn it however you want. It's got multiple facets to it.
Okay.
And you can even put it down and then flip it to yourself and then flip it back down. Like when I did book signings, people want to see me sign their books. I would use that unit to sign the books. And that way they could see me actually signing them. Make sense?
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I will bring Kathy on. We'll leave you on for a second, Deanne, and just have a little party real quick. Hello, Kathy.
Hey. Thank you much. Thank you much. Okay, so I have 2 questions.
Okay.
So without hiring Chinese or going to other avenues to grow engagement and get followers, best tips on that.
Okay, could you repeat the question? Without going Chinese? I don't know what you meant by that.
Well, you can pay to have folks artificially follow you.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we don't want pay to play, because those are phony, and they actually mess the algorithm up. That really jacks up your numbers for sure.
Right.
So best way to get engagement, number 1, is live streaming. Absolutely. Because your engagement and reply to each comment. That's why after the broadcast, we'll go in and reply to everyone's comment, because number 1, I do want to help you guys. Number 2, I want to engage the algorithm. I want the algorithm to recognize that you and I are friends, and that we think each other's information is relevant and important. So do a live stream, reply to the comments. Every time you do a post, ask a question. When you ask questions that people can do, that something easy. You can do a great post you can do is, like we have a series coming out next month, that's what's your favorite song to, get what gets you up in the morning, or what are you excited about? What makes you happy? And then people are very, very comfortable telling you what song is their favorite. If they have a favorite, if you ask them what their favorite dog is, that people can get into, you're pitting dog owner to dog owner. But when you ask just open-ended questions and then respond to them, those things will create that engagement that you're looking for, and start to build the platforms and pick a lot of people ask, pick one platform as your primary, but you should have a presence on multiple platforms. You never want to put all your eggs in one basket. That it's really
on the platform.
Yeah, we don't own the platform. I lost 20,000 followers when we were on the Blab platform. So when they just shut it down one day, I know Melanie's here. She was there. Just literally, I had like 96 podcasts scheduled. They just shut the platform down. And it was like, some of them had come over to my email list, but a lot of them didn't. Thank you. Melanie put it in the chat for you guys, archon.com. And my code is FitchSlap. And just in case you guys are new to me, just so you know, FitchSlap is not a bad thing. All right. Whoops. I hear somebody's got the echo going. A FitchSlap is a public service. It only comes out when necessary. It's always done in love, and it's used to redirect the course of someone who's gone astray. So if you say, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, then you get a FitchSlap, and we put you back on course and remind you you are enough just the way you are. But that is the code. It's called FitchSlap because of my last name. So if you get 20 to 30% off every time. And I think it might be you, Deanne. Is it Deanne? I think it was your computer, Deanne. That we're getting the echo from?
Could be.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, Deanne, thank you so much. Did you have another question?
Nope, I think that helps. I'll give some try to it.
And I will send you an actual direct link, or I'll have Honey send you a direct link to the actual unit that you're looking for too. Okay? Thanks for coming. Okay, so Kathy, you got kicked out. Did you want to come back in? We didn't kick you out because you're not in the back. What's that?
She did get kicked out.
Did you kick her out?
No.
She literally is gone from the back room, not just out of the thing. Stephanie says, is repurposing content going to be a topic for another time? We had one on it last week. You might want to catch that replay, but we do have, I think we have Recur Post coming on, which we can talk about how you can also get that content out like that as well. Stephanie, did you want to pop on and ask a question, or because you're welcome to ask it and I can answer one right now for you if you like. We have about 5 or 6 more minutes. Melanie, if you want to come on, you are more than welcome to do that. And let me send you the code. Anybody else want to come on? And Deanna, it was really great seeing you. I haven't seen you for so long. I'm super excited that you made it, and thank you guys for sharing it out. I appreciate that as well. We really do want to serve the community. Let's see. Archon, yeah, it's in the chat. Patty, Archon, ARKON.com. Let's see. Lots of laughs. Yes. Did you guys see any other questions that I missed? If you guys had a question we didn't do, go ahead and post it at the bottom and we'll jump on that one right now. Kathy, did you want to come back on? I can see you. You can nod your head. Yes, she does. Okay. Hello.
Okay. Hi again. So sorry, I don't know. It just kicked me out, but I do have another question. Okay. There's a lot of concern with TikTok as far as the Chinese government owning it and all that. Would you please address that before we go, downloading and making our own TikToks? And obviously, I mean, Zach's on it, so it's not an issue, but for you, would you address that, please?
I'll definitely address it. So, first of all, TikTok is absolutely going viral in a big, huge, it's a big opportunity and fast way for you to get content and viewers and that kind of stuff. The stuff that started coming about the American government, they actually did cut off all of the American government employees. They're not allowed to actually download it on their phones, and neither are the children. So, I would say definitely if you have any kind of confidential information, that it's not a good idea. I mean, no, really. And I'm not saying I do.
I was like, oh yeah, actually I do. So
yeah. And so it's probably not a good idea. And I hate to say that because it's a great way, but a lot of people have a second phone. And when you have a second phone, that's okay. And you don't have anything else on it, because the way it was explained to me by some of the higher ups that understand this a little better is that the Chinese government, if you're running a server through the Chinese government, because Zoom got in trouble for this. I don't know if you know that. That's why their stock took a big dip, because they ran things through there. The Chinese government insists that they can have access to anything that goes through a server there. That's the law. Right. So if you did anything there, they've got it, right? And so being careful about that. Zach doesn't have anything on his phone that's critical information, but I do think about it. I mean, honestly, I'm really excited for him and what's happening. He has, over 1 million views on multiple videos. He has over 100,000 followers in just a few months, because he's creating quality content and put together a series, which is one of the things I recommended last year in my predictions, is that when you put together series, people, they want to come back for more. And I call it's micro content. And so creating micro content, and you'll see some stuff we do have coming out for Neogenics shortly. It's a sneak peek. It's the Neo family will be showing up. So you guys will get to see some behind the scenes stuff about some of the products. But hopefully that answers your question. I would have a phone that doesn't have confidential information or things that you are worried about the Chinese government getting involved in. And hopefully at some point that won't be a concern, but it certainly is valid.
Okay. Thanks. Now you can kick me back out.
Oh, well, I never kicked you out in the first place. We don't know what happened. So did you have something to say, Jeannie?
I have another question that's come in. Dawn asks, what's the best length of time to do a live stream for? Should we keep it short and simple or do it for longer periods of time?
That is a really good question. So let me start with this. If you start with yourself, 30 minutes is typically a good broadcast, right? Most people are uncomfortable doing 30 minutes. Do not try and fill 30 minutes. If you don't have 30 minutes of content, don't do it. If you have 5 minutes and you can power pack 5 minutes of value, do 5 minutes of value, but 30 minutes is good. And there's multiple reasons. One, because people are getting engaged in your content. Number two, the longer your views are, the algorithm sees how much time people are spending on the video, and that gives you a lot more street cred, right? With the algorithm. And let's face it, as much as we are trying to deliver value to the people, we can't reach the people if the algorithm stops us and says, you're not good enough. Like nobody wants to listen to you. So the better we can, the more we want, the better content we deliver and the more people will stay, that's the better off we are. Does that make sense? So a good 30-minute, I often go over because then I have questions. People have a lot of questions. And so if the engagement keeps going, then I'll stay on, but I try and do a 30-minute broadcast. I have had ones that have gone on 2 hours way back in the day. I was so exhausted when the time I was done. So you want to keep your own energy reserves up too. That makes sense? Okay. Anybody else have any questions? We got time for maybe one more. And then I know that we have to give a gift to Kathy. And what I'm going to do, we're going to have to do a random, I'm not sure which gifts we're going to give, but it may be something that you want to send to someone else, Kathy, because I have a feeling you have all the Neo products.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have one other question on the question is, are you considering a Facebook Live the same as live streaming because you're live streaming from platforms? So you would do a 30-minute Facebook Live?
Oh yeah, I do it every night at 6 p.m.
Really?
Every night. Every night at 6 p.m. Even on the weekends, like I stopped doing them this right now, but on Sundays I do the Christianpreneur Show. At the 6 p.m. every day, I'm typically on, unless something's going on or, kids have activities or something. But yeah, every day at 6 p.m. As a matter of fact, my broadcast used to be an hour long and I did 2 a day. When live streaming first started, I couldn't get off because people had so many questions. So yeah.
Thank you.
And like I said, you'll find when you're for you guys, doing a recipe, I came up with, and I'm not telling you what it is yet because I don't want you guys to try and steal it in case I do convince Jeannie to do this contest that's coming up. I play with products, like I create things, but if you know how to cook, if you know how to craft like Deanne does, if you know how to do things, people want to know. They have questions, right? StreamYard should work from your phone. I used my phone earlier. You just have to make sure you're using a Chrome Chrome on it. Inspired. Thank you, Stephanie. Whoop, whoop. So you want to make sure that you're doing stuff that people can see. And if you're cooking something or teaching, I know this is crazy, but a lot of people don't know how to cut an onion, right? Or chop. Like I watch Rachel Ray. That's how I learned to cut, we learned in home ec, and I know you guys, I'm dating myself, but we learned a little. We didn't learn how to really cut things. My kids don't know how to cut it. And I felt really bad. Like I'm not teaching them. And when they show these memes and stuff about, about kids not understanding how to do stuff, those adulting classes are actually really important. So if you know how to do a skill and you can blend it in with your business, do it. Teaching people how to clean a blender properly. I know that sounds silly, but a lot of people don't understand. I know it sounds crazy, right? You can do cleaning 101, right? I showed Zach yesterday, he did a TikTok on how to use lemon juice and salt to get stains and rust out of things. So people don't know what they don't know. And so if you can share little tips with them, they'll want to come back and check it out. So yeah, there's, like I said, you can do a lot of different content. Okay, guys, this was a fantastic broadcast, and we would love to know if you guys, and I know I got to give Deanne something, and I got to give Kathy something. You fill in your thing on DoYouNeo.com/I1, and we'll figure out what to do that. Can you list online platforms? What does that mean, Deanne? What do you mean? How many platforms there are, or the top ones? I'm not quite sure. I'll give you a second to answer that. Jeannie, did you want to close out with any other things? Did you want to tell us anything or share or,
Sure. I'll share all kinds of things, but I know
Okay.
we have like 7 seconds left. So I will just say we want to invite everybody to come back Friday night, 6 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, right here in Neogenics Nutrition Facebook page. Join us. We call it our happy hour. And Friday night, end of the week, grab a beverage. That's what our whole team does. We all grab a beverage, sit down on Zoom, and then we push it live into Facebook and YouTube, and just get to know us. We'd love for you to understand who Neogenics is, what we're all about for real, and how we're different, and looking to really make a change for the better in this industry for all of the people who are looking to really find a different way to feel better. Health, relationships, and prosperity. So thanks to everybody who's a part of our team and customers with us. You guys are our family, and couldn't do it without you, wouldn't want to. And we just have lots more room in the space for other people to be with us. So tune in Friday and get the scoop. Thanks for having us here, Vicki.
Excellent. And you guys don't forget to be here next Wednesday night, sorry, at 6 p.m. Pacific. There's a lot of other great content coming out. And I will tell you, I'm going to give you a sneak attack here. If you haven't liked the Neogenics page yet, the Neogenics Nutrition page, if you go to the DoYouNeo.com / which one is it, honey? Is it giveaways? There is a whole thing there. You can go and like those pages. You'll get credit for those and for a grand prize drawing that's coming up. And you'll know where the Neogenics page is. But we've got some other great content, and there may be some other prizes and things coming out when you actually do what I asked you to do. Remember taking those pictures of yourself with some of the products? How do you enter to win the course? Kathy, you guys go to the website, but you were supposed to type something in the chat. I don't know if you guys did or not. Sorry, they're asking. There you go. Honey, drop the link there, DoYouNeo.com / giveaways. You can actually click those things, follow the social platforms. Keep in tune. You guys should probably be watching the page. I'm telling you, there's some good stuff coming up. I do have a little insider information on some of the stuff that's coming up there. I'm maybe not supposed to tell you, but I do know some of that. My course, what did I tell you guys you were supposed to do? I depend on the girls. Things come out of my mouth, and I depend on my team behind the scenes here to tell me what was going on. If you guys wrote something, if you guys need something, you'd let us know. You go to go to VickiFitch.com /Neo, and you can put in the code Neo as well, and that will give you the 3-day course. You send me a message if you need the advanced course for a reason. Let me know. We'll make sure somehow since I'm giving away all their stuff, I guess I could give away some of mine too. I'm sure Jeannie doesn't mind if I help you guys out with your business. The other platforms, Twitter, which is Periscope, but you still can go in 2 different places. That's another platform. And then maybe we can talk about those next week. Again, I want to honor your time. You guys, we so appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate each and every one of you. Be here Friday night at 6 p.m. in Neogenics. You also be here next Wednesday night. I believe we have StreamYard, the platform we're using. We have StreamYard on here next week to try and tell you how you can use this platform to push your content through, as well as a deep dive on some of the stuff we talked about today. We'll give you some more info. Hey, Linda, welcome. And we'll give you some more info later in the week. And again, make sure you're registered. I'm going to say that again. Make sure you're registered, because there may be some things coming only to the registered participants. So go to DoYouNeo.com / register, and we'll talk to you soon. Angela, I didn't ask you, did you have anything else you wanted to say to these lovely people before we go?
See you Friday night at happy hour. Join us. That's all.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys later. And until next time, remember to dream it, believe it, and achieve it. Then find your feel better.